and Troy, also co-creator of Movers and Shakers Unlimited. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you're watching from. I'm here at the 2025 Travel and Adventure Show, and I have a terrific guest on tap for you guys. It's my pleasure to welcome special guest Klaus Fielsch. Klaus, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent. So here we are, DC edition, as I said, of the Travel Adventure Show. How has it been going these 2 days here?
Well, it's been an amazing surprise. We've been to a couple of cities this year. It's the first time we come to Washington, D.C. We had great expectations. And yesterday, our first day, exceeded our expectations. We can see there's a lot of people here eager to pack and travel, to see the world, to enhance their horizons, to try new things. So it's been an amazing surprise.
Excellent, excellent. And can you tell me more about Metro Journeys in terms of what your organization and what you guys offer to fellow travelers?
Well, we're one of the oldest operators in South America. We started 72 years ago as a destination management company. We sort of opened up the concept of inbound tourism in some South American countries. And then 1969, when you put a man in the moon, we put a ship in the Galapagos Islands. It was established that tourism was compatible with conservation. In fact, tourism was meant to finance conservation in a recently created national park. So we still have ships in the Galapagos Islands. We have a hotel there. We have a hotel in the city of Quito. We have a hotel in the rainforest within the boundaries of Quito. We're also operating in Colombia and in Peru because since 2000, when Ecuador switched to the US dollar, which is our official currency, Galapagos became very expensive for everyone, not just us. And then people shortened their stay in Galapagos, but to make a trip worth that distance, we combined it with Peru and with Colombia, and it's been very successful.
Excellent, excellent. I know we were talking about this before, and how in prior years, I was saying at the Travel and Adventure Show, there have been obstacles. Each year seems like that I've attended for travelers to wherever they want to go, especially if it's anywhere outside of North America, outside of the U.S. And so, when we're talking about South America, have there been any obstacles? From what I understand, you had shared that it's actually easier than ever to be able to travel to South America.
Yes, it's been very interesting. I believe right now we even have a better connectivity than what we had prior to the pandemic. So the connectivity, direct flights going to Colombia, and you can start in Cartagena and move your way up to Bogota and fly back from Bogota to the US without having to return to the same airport. And the connectivity to Peru and the connectivity to Ecuador, and within these destinations has improved. Also, any restrictions that you may have had in the past, no vaccine requirements. This is pre-pandemic. I'm referring to, not the COVID. All of that has gotten a lot easier. So I think right now it's a destination that, in a way, is gotten a lot easier, a lot closer, a lot more attractive. I would believe.
Excellent, excellent. And this is always, I always have to ask this too, in terms of traveling, when you are dealing with here at home. We were just talking about it, how cold it can get here in the nation's capital. But what I understand, that's not an issue, there. So can you share, some of those elements that are very attractive for travelers, heading that way, of how consistently warm?
Well, the thing is, Ecuador is one of the 13 countries worldwide crossed by the equator. There's only three in South America and then 10 in the rest of the world. Being on the equator is very boring in a way if you live there, because the sun rises and sets exactly at the same time every day. So you don't know when the year begins or ends. I don't know if something happened 10 years ago or 15 years ago, because there's nothing that tells you the year is over and a new year is beginning, like the short nights in December or the long nights in June. For us, it's year round the same thing. And that applies to Colombia, Peru also, because it's proximity to the equator. So weather wise, it's a year round destination. And then also in terms of wildlife activities, in terms of cultural activities, there's not a window that you have to focus on to travel there. And then you know that everybody will go there in that same window. It's a 366 last leap year day destination, and there's not a peak season or a low season. It's anytime is a good moment to go. When they ask us here, when should we go? Our answer is tomorrow.
Excellent, excellent. And this is always a fun question to ask with any of the guests that we have. Any show I do, I know you have your commitments, of what you're here to do in terms of work at the show. But of course, if you're traveling to a show, that venue also brings its own nice features of where it brings you. So being here in the nation's capital, you say it was your first time. Did you manage to find time for leisure in the 2 days of the show? And if so, are you able to share, which things you did?
Well, definitely. Very much impressed. It seems like only the big monuments is what everybody thinks is Washington. But we were also yesterday in a town with bars and restaurants, a lot of nightlife. And it was really nice because it's a crisp, clean city, very safe, very nice. Everybody is welcoming. So we saw a little bit of everything. And I'm definitely coming back here with my family because this is an amazing city within the US.
All right, excellent. Well, there you guys have it. Again, I want to thank Klaus for chatting with us about this, what he's up to at the 2025 edition, a DC edition, if you will, of the Travel Adventure Show. I'm your host, Brandon Choi. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be safe out there and see you guys soon. Bye now.